Hey guys, it's Sam, and this is my spoiler-free review of 12 Kings by Bradley Beaulieu. This is the UK edition. I believe the American version is called 12 Kings in Shirakai. Same book. This is the first book in an ancient Middle Eastern-inspired adult fantasy series. It follows our main character of Shada, and she is a pit fighter in Shirakai, but really one of her goals for her entire life has been to hunt down the 12 kings. Now, the 12 kings in Shirakai are the leaders, and they're almost godlike. They have magical abilities and things, and they are very separated from the rest of the civilians and things like that. So for a long time, it's been her goal to kill these kings as revenge for them killing her mother for a mysterious reason. So this book follows her as she sort of officially starts that journey, because a couple of things happen in her life that really propel her into that. Even though it's been something she's been planning for some time in the back of her head, some things fall into place that make it so that can be more of a main mission for her, and everything kind of goes from there. So first off, we talk about the world building. I loved this world. This is such a lush, intricate world. Like I said, it's more ancient Middle Eastern inspired, very much like a desert fantasy. There's kind of the things you will see in like more desert type magic, desert beasts, the like religious stuff around the gods, things like that. It is so interesting. I actually listened to this whole desert fantasy playlist while I was reading this because I just felt so immersed in it. The way that the houses are described, and the traditions, and the food, and the markets, and the clothing, and everything was so intricately done, and I really enjoyed how atmospheric this was. I just really felt like I was in a desert, which was great because it was about 97 degrees outside when I was reading this. Next, I'm going to talk about our characters. Our main character, Shada, I really enjoy her. It really is her story, but you will get some different perspectives of other people just kind of scattered, mixed in, but really you're following her for the most part. You also get flashbacks into earlier parts of her life as they connect to what's happening in the main story, so you kind of see her relationship with her mother. You also see her relationship with her best friend, Emra, who is a guy that she's been living with, but they're not romantically involved, but there is all this tension there. They've been really good friends since they were younger, but they've grown distant, and they're going on two different paths, so you do get some perspectives from him, and I just really enjoy her because she's very skilled about like her fighting and her strategy and everything like that, and you get to see that in these glimpses where you're not really beaten over the head with it. You just get to see these things from her past, from her present with the pits, things like that. So I really enjoy her as a character. I also really like a lot of the side characters. You get some stuff with the kings even, so you get to kind of see glimpses of what's happening behind the scenes. You get some stuff from her friend Emra, you get some stuff from another character who's sort of involved. So this is not only atmospheric, but there's a lot of political things happening as well. So it's not only that like action, atmosphere, magic, but also some of the political things. And there's a lot of different players in here that I'm sure will get even more intricate as the series goes on. Next, I'm going to talk about the plot. I did find that at times this could be a little bit slow. I still really enjoyed reading it and still wanted to know more about it, but I feel like it could have benefited from maybe being like 100 pages less, because there were times when it was kind of dragging, and once I got to the end, I thought about how long it took us to get to the end, and I feel like there were some parts that could have been condensed a bit more. But again, I still really liked the atmosphere and everything, and a lot of the stuff about the characters just took a little more time getting there. So I think later books in the series are going to be a bit more action-packed, because now by the end she's really gotten into the thick of it, and it just took her some time to get maneuvered into the spot that she needed to be in. So this was a very good foundation, and it still had a lot of action and stuff in it, but there were times when I found that it could have been sped up a bit. I did still like the flashbacks, and those didn't feel like very jarring to me, because sometimes you'll get flashbacks and you're like, I don't care about what's going on here, and for the most part I did, and they did contribute to what was going on in present day as well. So that was always really good, because they didn't feel like a waste. So overall, as you can probably tell, I really loved this story. I'm so glad I finally picked this up. I've been wanting to read this for years. Actually, Shay from Shay Adventure, I'll link her down below or on the screen somewhere. She was the first one that I heard talk about it. I've heard some other people talk about it since, but she was one of the first people that talked about it. I picked it up almost immediately, and then I sat there looking at it for years, because I was like, I want to read you, but I want to read you at the perfect moment. And again, when it was 97 degrees outside and 115 heat index, that's Fahrenheit, friends, it was a good time to read it, you know? So I really enjoyed this. I'm really looking forward to the rest of the series. I already want to pick up the next book so I can encourage myself to keep reading it, and I gave this 4.5 out of 5 stars. So comment down below, let me know what you thought of 12 Kings if you've read it. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see all of you guys soon. Bye.